Something new and really cool. Lock it in. More news, more information. Hot.
Alisema yama bibiajo ediba hot 93.9 FM so. Amansan Dawuro kasebo ana nebre aso. Mebesi nkunya na makenka adi ama. Yesem na yabone bede egu abe fontenten fidie no so. hotfmghana.com Facebook no so hot 93.9 FM hot 93.9 FM ene enume ensema me de eba de bejuma kotin bi ense edom kuma wo mo ewo amashibede fie eresubo ebo aban etiri so se ene odi asrafo etieti a Ghana fo bi a wo mo ekra nnuane bi erekwamana ne nnuane saban ne chese nnuane bi wa ehun kwa twenti wo ma yan free o manum enko na de kuma na ebo abati so wo saa ensem no onumanyamfo atachia Samuel atachia chese enen kure se wakachire yewra John Dramani Mahama se oye kowinsani enusumusem ya de ebesomo kasamafo edima yewra John Dumero NDC parliamentary candidates awo ayawa so West Ogun Benjamin Madugu Avonoche paniche se asema John Dumero kan Ghana fo bi na ansheda antina se nemu wa ansheda nkase ya mame Lydia enikum nikum eno so ya de musem ebesomo Ghana mampanya wona mba bi ko ye first president Dr. Kwame Nkrumah ne baba Samia Yaba Nkrumah enei wonu so abomode akwaje afina se domro abaton person no so wono wobeko akwa contest bi na okono okofo independent candidate musame de beso mani mei ensem binim ka wenim ho na mebesi nkunya na makenka dia ma medi nyansa chia me isao buodi na bre na minchechirim ma
The station that rocks the city all day. Hot 93.9.
Edwada wa fi yemu a no kwai na wotwe yemu na aban betu dwa chense wo hwennuane bi te se emo so ya binni aburo se de ho ekwa atwe eho ya din ewo oman Ghana ha no eho benya se aban betu ni na pagu akwemu wenti aban de nsa ato mu amokra modin emo soya beans ene eburo ekwa amonane no se muntwen so kakra efise ni wa mansan ya ofase enyade ye na etikromyane nyini di me ya seven produce ye mpene emasa nwane no enko amonane asemi ko ba ye aban chese obedo betima bia se de be ya ne bosha wase no ebedi so edom kuma wo mo na sebedi fie ebo aban no so bo se ase wafa benya ho awi nkokọ wafa sa asemi so ama wode asafo etieti a wo mo a ekrasa enyema no mo de sa na mane kwa manane no otieti mo fa hundi so ranking member defense and interior committee here James Agaga any central for bonko na dey said aban eye no ohun se enam ne kwaso
decision by the Akufo-Addo government to deploy the military to border towns across the country to supposedly enforce the government's ban on the exportation of grain from the country in the wake of the reported drought-induced crop failures in the northern part of the country. The minority takes note of the rollout of measures by the government to address the potentially devastating impact of the dry spell on food security in our country, the deployment of the military to our borders to ostensibly perform the task of the enforcement of a ban on the exportation of grain raises several questions and suspicions. First, neither the Minister for Food and Agriculture nor the Minister for Defense, who announced the ban and deployment of the military, adduced any evidence to establish the inability of our immigration and customs services to enforce the prohibition in question to warrant the military's involvement. The immigration service is statutorily empowered to manage and patrol the country's borders as a first line of defense. The customs service, on the other hand, complements the immigration service in the exercise of its preventive functions along our borders. Consequently, any attempt to deploy the military when there is no evidence to show that the Immigration and Customs Services will be overwhelmed in the enforcement of the ban on the exportation of grain heightens our suspicions.
And yet, James Agaga, Defense and Interior Committee, where a ranking member, Amade and Simway at all Edra. Now, young someone attaching a massive journey, our brokers out, and no promantimu. Penichas and no credit, say a nay, Wakacha, Kanaman Penny, John German, Mahamo to Franca, Edama, and this Amanukuni set or coinciding. I be told those social media so, say, I say, attaching a catcher to Mamma, say, where coinciding, appetite you will be power to me, bros na sabi wakankwasasem. Asemi ba ye in Ghana for the and social media, and comfort to be a manibi, at the amane attach up, and it was a penny said, baby, I say with your kuduno, so we were no and Tim could do. Now, one time, Ama, young friend in the from if you say, or no attacher, or no see a beman minam for 7 pediasa, one to Minkasa and Fentia, Bermaninti. Penny about one thing that 2 batches, and then Okoda, Nemum NBC, and I got a phobia Musu say, one no attacher, I said, John Mahama. I coincide Indiana, one first of one, and Kobo NBC General Secretary, Yoga, 50 quote if so no, and a kind.
I mean, opening 50 quote, I feel. Me so say, I'm not a propaganda, and I'm the master of our committee, so we do a branch of your law and a kufuado tax, a man I cripple, a pronomy cripple. I say a bear, a united with Jack propaganda, not watching. The minister now episode in the Ghana and episode and due to propaganda and revenues. And if he has not graduated into a world, or the general secretary of the alternative party, I asked some so far, and near my ACCM, Yakokami, or it's a video evidence. Say video evidence, but being one that can't say and name on flag bearer. A former president, Mahama, or your coinciding. Now, although Konya say in him, and now I don't know, also will keep a state secret. When they come out, let me catch a neck of war, or many more thing, or many more thing, or many more thing, or be a shying, while my economy is moving answer. Now, over to the man is casting who are dear. It was a kind of roll is here, and I think that was what I mean. The Bible is to me. Orange, as one of the kind of them. Now, yet then, what was it really you be checked? Now, for all the question. I didn't take the secretary of NBC. I did a walk canoe, and the main retract it. Now, I can't retract. What I say? I say retract and I apologize. What you have not said. How can you apologize for what you've not said?
You are attached and a double answer. And I didn't come on. I would remove you, men. Every aim. I'm not seeing our chess. And this man according to me, far so and find campaign. Now, I'm to me far MPT and this MPP photo. Now, Abatono, Ghana first January, say Dr. Bomia, good policies for the ban, and no more petty. Oh, the demon of a couple campaigns in our DCI, then we are back. 100 days to go, you'll be on time. That's a couple of hours, I'll respond. Hey, don't you move into the next hour? I find the blackmail. I don't know what we want. There's one candidate at the airport. And then for this council policy. I guess any man near Mayor go for the edited and move a policy, you're between higher. Ah, yeah, now, mind more go. Every time I say a man or you will Ghana. So, go for the economy, the major topic thing for this election. So, say, oh, yeah, I have a matter with the mad dentist, and you know who are mobile. Maybe a problem will be another Moses CP. And the Bible says, what is not here, no, what you are going to see, you will be a. And I'm very happy to say, a balance is I think to go back of super. I'm not going to say economy. I'm going to say, I thought before the government was not on your economy. I don't know, I'm here, I was to be our tea, I'm going to have to one first year, I never mean, and go one day. And now, the source says, economic management is down head of the top. Okay, I say. When for someone attached here, I am a celebrity, I will a broker south and a navy, where they encomoe Edema, a Jewish answer, ɛwɔ dwen ho biem adwumadi so.
Hot 93.9.
Anano ne beto dwa sɛ yɛwura John Dumelo no egyina mu NDC di mu wɔ Ayawaso West. Pani adisɛm to dwa kyɛ sɛ ya maame Lydia Seram Alhassan MP ɛwɔ mpɛsɛ no so wɔ maame kuro ya wasan so ɛyɛ Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources. Yɛse John Dumelo akasɛ maame no ɛna kum sɛ de bɛyɛ aba bɛdi adeɛ ntia. Asɛm wɔ kan yɛyi ɛmɛsɛbɛde fie ɛma wɔn yɛ ɛmɛsɛbɛdafo no ɛne wɔn keka bi ɛde akyerɛ John Dumelo paa na ɛyɛ TV3 program bi wɔn ahyehyɛ ɛmu kɔpie mu wɔ Ayawaso West wa sansɛm nyinaa kɔ baayɛ nanso ɛnɛ awie ya taking over kasɛbɔ so no Benjamin Madugu Ovonoche wɔn na yɛ kasamafoɔ ɛde ma John Dumelo wɔse deɛ ntia ma yɛwura John Dumelo kasa no sebi mpedwasa sebi obia obaabia mekokɔ a ɛyɛ ne ya na wɔn MPP fo no ba program na sen dumedia na sen no ase ono John Dumelo no kum ne papa okum ne papa kum yi ana John Dumelo ka se na ye ba ha for debate na mo ya ma for personal attack na mo ka se ba kum ne papa makum yi no se no ka se ene ye ma me Lydia ene kum ni kum a ye ba cheja ko a ebe mo dana eno no mo tie se kum omodwa kura omodwa na ne se bia ma no ka se ye John Dumelo o ma ma mi Lydia personal attack nemmom je na nkofo bi kikanti na ma no so na o che na gin abo ho no na nsema Benjamin Madugu ekan ni
the estimate say we need activity for a new year or no manifesto community engagement or constituency is more. And Wednesday now, almost Friday before Wednesday, say our program will be by a constituency. Or more inviting member of parliament, Honorable Lydia Hassan, any NDC candidate, the boss, John Dumelo. So remember, now we engage the community. Almost say Lydia MP and John Dumelo so on companion meeting. And then I call her, you do what when I do her first cry and NDC one MP be our and program not start. The program not start here. Mammy go back on back or back. But your horse John your nothing. And I'll catch Roland. No TV journalist now. And I'll do it. So when your program. We now we are member of parliament. We are minister of state. Now we are member of parliament. The community are member for engagement. Now the community will have opportunity. I be a question. And every year we get in the past years that we were parliament. And I want back. And I call from MPP from because of no MP amban. And then the other time John Dumelo will be a question now for Kasana or a shout. John Dumelo comfort. John Dumelo serious. And I'm with a man. Cost and I'll be a crowd. I shall say, John Dumelo asked me, Mammy, I cut over the MP. And I John Dumelo catch Roland say, the air cost, the public engagement, a democracy, we let people in parliament, they have to come and account and answer to the people. And when I ever be, but the only MP for 1 year. Every year, Sana, or Muswa Cafe, Mamino, or Muswa Kuni Kuraba, the parliament, say, or Bukase or Kuni Mammy. And yes, and Roland catching so we called Musa Sanjay, but the team was still ongoing, and our cast but since then, and our family band, we have had a lot of calls, we had a lot of discussion. John C. He didn't mean to say the woman, only but the only supporters every year, and now, constituency chairman, and now constituency secretary, and now constituency deputy secretary, almost support you on the and now also be some say. Sana mon kadia yitu ni kasa ni kawea ebe fair na
asem ni no na pani wie no che se obi be kokoto se obi be ye den o omo de inform ho because asem manya asem no asese ye twe yewura John Dumelo no awofom na bibi na ekoka no ena man ka asante se edom kase a wo mo masebe de fie ma ewom eche bibi se any legal case so no court so no kwanya on the win say we na de bia o mo bomu
o set up a media na so bia asem a o kan say mo kasa na mo so mi kase ya e be ye fe ana and how does it amount to any court issue? What charges are they taking to court? They can go to court. We are not actually scared of, the Omoye, because already election year court of conjunction. Omo lose it. Because parliament 4 years, 2 years after they are worship of constituency. And election by now the Gary, me right, me side, me have students. That's not what the unity is of parliament for. And the assembly about John Akapaton, and on hand side also the assembly and the environment will be empty for we enter our capacity. On can empty, on can empty, he has withdrawn and retracted. And I'm one with parliament for say, or member because whether they go to court or not, election will MP will lose because or next year constituency in him. Obi our Yoruba program and I'm supporters who have been misbehaving. About the fear of this or control your way of this and now to look cancer and I will get Tanya man who will cafe a very fair now.
I wish any party in Ken Yura Benjamin Madugu Avonoche or ye customer for the Mayura John Demero and day and same way at Tuja. Dr. Kwame Nkrumah ne baba ye friend Samia Yaba Nkrumah. Penny se afu abato no begina na jina wo jina no njina awo NPP ana wonyina wo NDC independent candidates obegina mu awo Jomoro abato mpeso aso na Jomoro no akonya no NDC akonya nanso mami se wo hwe enema Jomofo hia no a eneno ana incumbent MP no woye edi ama wo muntino wono so ebekobi o chese du blaza se de party sem ato nchen ne ehwe o mani kanko ansana ya hwe didiwo wo say wo bay oba for edwumapa enu kundie ni puntuo se le bay adehia ewo Jomoro omo benya mpuntuo.
I believe something has to be done about how much we are importing, even food. It is, by all measures, it is wrong. The amount of money we are spending. And don't forget, when you import, you use foreign currency to import. So we are losing a lot by importing food. Now, with every transition, every phase, there's a time when you have to sacrifice. This is why I'm talking about the education we are receiving here today. Because if you don't understand sacrifice and the importance of sacrificing, we are not going to move. People gave their lives for our liberation. People died for promoting African units. So the same thing at the local national level. We have to stop importing food. I know it is difficult and some might not agree, but we have to find the balance. The question you asked is important, but I haven't looked into the details to give you a very informed comment. But in principle, I am for us to import less food. But of course, we can't let our people go hungry. So there has to be a balance. So we need to be a bit more informed, but in principle, for heaven's sake, let's import less food.
Enti na chese eneti ye yewura Dr. Kwame Nkrumah ne baba Samia Yaba Nkrumah ana ono so echechemu se enema bibire so mutimi gu akwam nwane a efiriam na ne ba kuro yom na doso dodo Ghana ewakuafo mbetimi enani nyina nyaduwa emo aburo ene ivi chese processed food na de degu kunkum na ye bi wa and still amanana de no edoso panti obas esa na mani na so mutimi hwe na wo mutimi eye hu ebibi yewura Alan Kodocha Martin eye fan leader edema movement for change pani so ede ne trouble ebipiem ewo enkamanta mi ase na emra ana woko dwom ene reforma Ghana fo bi edi enkomo ebi a okoye ewo ha no ebi eye Accra town Malamata Tipton Lane ana new plan Rolling station wa circle na woni adwadifo apasinafo ene asankafo ko di nkomo esre womo se edu 7 December aya monka wono Alankodo Chamatin pani wana de movement for change a o masha so de ene afafanto enti anano kora no no sa afafanto bi etu ana mfisa ya Alan meta so bi so Alan na eba no Alan ba nyem piri nyan kwahwe na say afafanto asembe kura ni eno na wo chese nei say afafanto party no ba ba mu 2025 wa ya mamma edibu oman no 19 constitution no insakrebu wo mo ba ye bia ehunnya ohun se esuni faso no obeyi de film ana winner takes all sebia MPP ba omu a aban ba fa omu nyina ya MPP fo no obetwam MPP ba ba mu a obetwam ala ba mu a so fa MPP kakra no fa NDC kakra no fa CPP kakra obefa na okofa gum ekwenon kokra no onne tase no uso da bi awadwene nyansa bi obetimi na bo a obefa no na woni na ye adwuma fi se yakoba nyina no ehoma no enchechire yentia.
Most people are complaining that this winner takes all syndrome does not help our country. MPP comes in and once they get into power, all appointments are reserved for MPP members. If NDC is in power, all appointments are reserved for NDC. It doesn't make sense. The country is for all Ghanaians, not NDC and MPP. So Alan is talking about a government of national unity, where we can mobilize the strengths, the talents of all Ghanaians. Those who are in a position to do the job, they should be the ones who are giving the job. The fact that when I was Minister for Trade and Industry, I was able to introduce a new policy to assemble vehicles, including buses, including articulated trucks in Ghana. It means that if I become president, I can improve the fleet for the transport sector. And what is even more interesting is that I'll make sure that government provides seed money and funding for drivers to own their own fleet on a work and pay basis.
Yelwa Alan Kodocha Martin aye founder Emma Movement for Change and what the ensemo tuja I want kamante me se yemra ono so abo ntwa awo tipton lane circle ene Accra New Town ene di imunsem abesom akwanse besi ama akoye arohosem pa Hyundai i10 kan ketoi bia DV ene bom 488R 2024 na ama mame bi wonye mfisha be se 36 years bebi odan emode pa chese adokotafo eja no so eboa age nkwa na obey di ati ene se mame wonye 36 years no ka no okoto ye no so wode ko DVL office enkan na wababa register se de be ya obetimi edi akwanyaba enti wabana no watra kaswa overhead no so ana obinim sense portals bi da ho portal da kwa mu a wokakakaka mpanifo ntie enso ye di roadward etwa enso yakwa nyina wonam hawe mpo na wonim kwa no so amasa obiava no hwe ni titi kwa na drive say obetuma akoba 80 km/h immediately na akoto portals utia nya ye say kimna portal no so na de bom na won Christian mu dia na de asem na eba na anu na koba ya mami ka no to no a bebi kobra ye no eya ba hosempa nipa mienu ana na wo mo ete kanim chasababa no kura eka ho bi mami no ene akura wonya mfinsha edumienu 12 years boy na mienu ni nyina na wo mo abosi bet nti eboa wo mo pa save wo mo ene saadi anka mo ka sei anka omo ewo mochire nke beji o ma from pumanim ato ma to atwa bontene so enam seed bet nintino eboa wo mo me no ka sei nipa menu no wo mo egu ka so polyclinic a wo mo je ahwe ka ne de bebi eda no wono kromu kura abakasa ka no wo mpebiem wo ma asem si ye no mo hobi ene ya mane boni BKB ebo asem no enkomo
na wo an ko para fun wo na kino fun ya para ko ko ya fadi tu ya ga ro diwa ti se ko to bila da top won no bun na ka na sana to ya to da ya fi na ro da ko Ano no ba no driver no mo to a o to a la o to a o to
3.9.
no sa no so you say you guys no say you educate ano no ba ade we nyina nsi kuti echi ho to photos bi ho photos no palm anya photos no palm on to me yes I mistake we anya photos no palm photos no palm kana etani kura
enti na chese adansefo bi na wo so de nsemi atu dwa na wo se mi so asasi ni nyina ne se yase nyede kura Gomwa East and one from Mantem, Krobia Feno, Dasum. Nippon you, or me a member, no look as a see woman, yes, I may, or Makuya, Motu. Motu no Moko fire no, a man mantan a chill woman. A frequent a young woman say no cressable to no fire, and I know a baby wrong on a mufasi baby ye. Na unit committee chairman awon potam woye Arthur Isaac Edri Junior ana wo che se abra mo chi mantemi no o mo dane wo mo ayi no o mi so ma bo pa sa Steven isi na bo no Steven o mo dia bro ma mu wie no ana o mo ekofa eja ani petro ana o mo hwegu o mi no so o mo twa eja edi tum na akwakoya ba wasempa
chairman here, and I'm at Isaac Junior. And just this morning we find 2 bodies here. So I tried to call the police people to come and take off the body. But yesterday they have not come. I think they put fire on them, so both of them are. For sure, I don't.